All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time to finish up what's going on in this rascally little Clockwork Kingdom. Hello, Alex. Right on time. Alright, there's a few things that I've been informed around this area I might want to look at. One of them is right here. Excuse me. There's some sort of cave. A secret area that I don't think I knew about at all. Or maybe I did and forgot. But, figured might as well hop by this one before actually going to the corrupted lands. Yeah, I think it's somewhere around here. Probably not there. Today, we are going to figure out what's going on with the Clockwork... Well, we know what's going on with the Clockwork Kingdom, but we are going to solve it one way or the other. And we are also going to get Caxton Frost's memory back. And we are also... I think this is it. We are also... Maybe it is just those two things. Whoa. Uh-oh. Did I may have messed this up already. Yeah, I think I did. That's actually very... The fact that you can see footsteps on the mountain like that when you don't have a body, very strange. Hold on, I'm gonna... Okay, okay, metal structure beside the buildings. Pulled up, thank you to The Brothers Chaos for telling me about these secret areas. I don't know this game, so don't look to me for help. No, Alex, I'm not, don't worry, I'm not. Let's see, halfway up by that building with all the Myrmidons. Okay, can be accessed in the metal structure beside the building. Okay, so probably that, then. Yeah, no, I've got, just got the comment that, that the Brothers Chaos left on the last stream. This doesn't seem right. This does not seem right. Well, I'm glad the cannon is not bothering me. It's very kind. Because I'm assuming this is what they meant by building all the Myrmidons. Let's see, maybe... Maybe it's not, though. Water, hello. What are you looking for? There is a... There are a couple of hidden areas that, yeah, secret cave hunting. Maybe I should do this at the end, just because it's, probably not as interesting to watch as actually advancing the storylines. Maybe it is that, though. Nope. Alright. I'll figure it out later. Got more important things to do. Ugh. Let's see. Cleanup camp, Royal Beacon. Okay, so not that. Not yet. We're looking for progress, which I believe is this. I should know. Let's see here. Cleanup camp. Yeah. It's down. Yeah. Yep. Morrowind could have used an easy go fast spell. I'm actually. I mean, again, I should play it at some point. I'm surprised to see you say that they don't. Just because, like, doesn't Morrowind have, like, really exploitable, like, flight stuff? Or maybe easy to use is the key word there. Remember, I was asking in the first stream what the, there was like a noise that was part of the ambience, and I was thinking it was the big mollusk in the sky. I don't think that's the case, actually. I think it must be like the mushrooms around or something like that. Okay. Yes, the City of Progress. Here we go. Ah, Piltover, here we come. Except not. Back when I actually played League of Legends, which... yeah, I know. I am recovering. I am a recovering League of Legends player. I am maybe, I don't know, maybe like 7 or 8 years clean of League right now. But when I did play, Jace and Victor were two of my favorites to play. And this was pre-Arcane, so it was interesting to see the show's version of those characters. And I alluded to this a little bit in, I think, my canon video. I like Victor for the show, like for what he was, like as a show character. But the changes to, like, the fact that they then retrofit those changes into League, I was not the biggest fan of. Just because I like the two different versions of the character that can stand side by side with each other. Anyway, the train of thought connection there is because Piltover is called the City of Progress, and we're going to a city named Progress. There we go. Just in case that was an unknown line of logic. I got a little funhouse thing going on here. What is that even supposed to be caused by? Just magic? Yeah, I guess so. it's just vibing. League did make interesting choices about this show. Yeah, I wish. I think, as I said, it would be better if it's if they were able to be more distinct instead of being like, oh, everyone likes Arcane, that's League canon now, whatever. Water, what is this game, by the way? This is Dread Delusion. It is a retro-style open-world exploration RPG, heavily inspired by Morrowind. It came out 2 years ago. Let's see, do I have Gnome Hat equipped? I feel like I'm gonna need it. Good. Okay. Alright. Hello there. Psst. Judgment. The city of Progress is under strict quarantine by order of the Clockwork King. Therefore, edict entry is forbidden except by those in possession of the proper password. A memory of Metcalf's vision wells up from your subconscious, like a leech rising from a lake bed to feed after dark. Alas, we who wish to lay the grounds of kindness could not ourselves be kind. Pondering. Emergency override accepted. Welcome back, Mr. Frost. That's me. That is totally me. But yeah, so the premise of this game, Mr. or Miss or Mix Water, is that I'm going around these surreal floating islands looking for the crew members of an infamous sky pirate, because this sky pirate is up to something, and I am a prisoner, as per Elder Scrolls fashion, conscripted into service of people who are after this sky pirate. And in order to chase after one such member, okay, I have, oh boy, I have gone to the Clockwork Kingdom, which is ruled over by an artificial god, a machine god with reality warping power that is unfortunately glitching quite a bit, and that is causing people and things to randomly appear and disappear, and probably even causing these weird mutations and the corruption. And we've been teaming up with someone whose job it is to fix, or to sort of work on the Clockwork King, to sort of go behind the back of the other officials who are not super helpful to try to fix things. And as we were doing this, we ended up talking to someone... Okay, there's one. There's a couple more. We ended up talking to the so-called saboteur, who wants us to actually just outright kill the Clockwork King. Because it's a bit scary to have your fate decided by a clockwork god. So does the rest of the game look like this? Graphically, yes. Art style-wise, there's more variation. The Clockwork Kingdom is much more sort of wintry and industrial, but the Hallowshire is sort of the... So the tutorial area, Quill, is a mushroom-covered area, and then Hallowshire is the major area after that, which has more forest stuff going on. Or unfortunate, you are the saboteur. Well, I can be. That is the major choice of this region. Americans probably won't get that ref. Well, I am American, and I don't. Ancient spectacles that highlight lore objects. Okay, so this, I guess, reveals... sort of highlights things like this that I have to... Or, no, not lore object. Okay, so that's... No, that was lore. That was lore that I used. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I've been streaming this game for just over a month because I played it at the beginning of the year and I thought it kicked ass and I wanted to share it with people. I've been sort of planning out, okay, what other games might I want to stream? And I've been, I forget if I've mentioned this publicly, I've been basically saying that Wednesday streams are for sort of lower key, like more indie games, and that probably are a little bit lower energy, at least as far as the games go, although it's probably going to be a lot tougher on my throat because will be reading more stuff aloud. And then Saturdays will be sort of higher profile, bigger budget things. So right now that means Jade Empire on Saturdays and Dread Delusion on Wednesdays. Dear Sis, I am once again dictating this letter to wee Faisal, and if he fucks, I mean screws it up, you must tell me and I will box his ears. Probably you will never get this, but it makes me feel better to imagine you reading it, so here goes nothing. Thank you for arsking around about all the guns that the king was having us make. I still think the king is preparing for war, but even if your machine... Okay, I've been saying machinist, but because this is clearly written phonetically, even if your machinist friend does ken about it, then maybe I'm just talking shit. Unfortunately, since your last letter, we have bigger problems, and I fear we are royally fucked, I mean screwed. I reckon you have probably heard about corruption, even though we are not supposed to talk about it. Well, now this whole town is full of it, and nobody is allowed to leave. The royal factor, plus most of the machinists are dead, apart from that wee cunt Pew, spelled P-U-G-H, who was always hanging around at the factory, getting in the way. Now he's locked himself inside with all the militia and isn't letting anyone in. We've turned the schoolhouse, aka the old god's temple. Is this wonder if this is like a development bug that's supposed to be like highlighted or something, or if that's actually how it's written. The old god's temple into a meeting place and are locking anyone who gets cursed inside their house and boarding up the door and painting it with a magic symbol. Some try to fight us, but most say it is fair enough. I am keeping track of our supplies and running a regular talent show to keep spirits up, but I'm always getting grumpy at people because I feel like shit all the time, even though everyone thinks I am some kind of leader. I wish you were here so you could show me that breathing thing I said was stupid. I had better go because there is shouting, which probably means I have to calm someone down by threatening to headbutt them, or maybe saying there. I suppose I may never learn my letters now, but I promise that if I don't die, I will sit down with you and let you teach me, and only call you a cunt if I get really frustrated. Love, Zaynab, spelled Z-A-Y-N-E-B. Well, something tells me that isn't what happened. Okay, hold on. Maybe I am expected to... Oh, yeah, okay. Got it. Yeah, Clockwork King really did a number on this place. Lockpicks being given out are worrying, yeah. Well, luckily I've got a few more in-game minutes on with the lockpick buff, but yeah, it's a suspicious video game generosity, right? That's what they call it. Excuse me. There we go. Ah, glorious silk. Alright. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid the fighting just because these guys are real damage sponges. I feel like it's quicker to just run past them. Whoa. Emergency work rota. I'm not going to read out this whole thing. I'm very curious about the talent shows in this sort of mid-apocalypse. Need a DPS upgrade? Probably, yeah. Damn. Oh, gosh. Alright. Probably not gonna work. Aha! Damn it. Okay. Well, there's a key somewhere. Can I open this from the inside? No. Alright. Also, damn it. Alright, well, I know how to cheese that for when I do get the key. One could argue that it's annoying design to have just outright, you know, unlock-pickable key locks. But then again, that's every game with a lock-picking system, isn't it? Okay, what am I looking for here? I know what I'm looking for. I don't remember where I need to look for it. Morrowind didn't do it? Well, I guess point for Morrowind. Okay, triangle. Ah, wait. No. Whoop. Every lock can be broken. Ah, I see. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. Anyway, yeah, this is what we were trying to prevent the Clockwork King from turning everything into. So, wish us luck. Mushroom wine. Someone was asking for that. Forget if we gave it to them. Someone in Hallowshire, I think. But let's see. Is this not? Yeah, okay, barred from the other side. Let's see if I can cheese it again. There we go. Not a problem at all. Yes, you're very scary, sir. I also have my agility enhanced because of, I think, the treadmill at the house? Temporary treadmill buff from the, or temporary, yeah, agility buff. Troy Boy, hello. Just tuning in. Is the Clockwork King a brain attached to a giant robot body composed of scrap metal by chance? No. Nope, that is not what the Clockwork King is. The Clockwork King is a giant robot face. No organic brain. But, and with the power to warp reality. The Clockwork King is not a brain in a body made of scrap metal that is the raid boss of who was it? So I'm thinking of the City of Heroes boss. I assume that's the reference you were making. And I'm trying to remember what task force that is in that game. I wonder if I should stream that. I have to check the emulation, because I know the emulator that City of Heroes is an old superhero MMO, for those unfamiliar, from the mid-2000s to early 2010. Oh, that's a big tank. Big cannon tank. And it got shut down in 2012, but emulators have surfaced in 2019. And the emulator I've been using for that game, I think at one point it was like, hey, we're in like a legal weird gray area. We don't necessarily want to draw attention to ourselves, so don't like stream this game. Square key, okay. Still looking for the triangle key. But they might have upgraded their definitely has great streaming potential. Yeah, but they might have updated their EULA to allow streaming, because I think I have seen that people have done it. So, I don't know. I guess I should look into it. Yeah, alright. Oh, shit. Alright, I've been letting far too many of these guys in. Just chase me around. Alright, bow and arrow is doing more damage than the sword. That's good. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to violate the terms of use for the emulator if they don't want streams made of it. So I'll have to look into that. Synapse was the task force, I think. I don't know. Anyway. I'm not much of an MMO person, in part because City of Heroes shut down, and I was like, I don't want to dedicate my life to, you know, a game like that can just be like taken away suddenly and just shut down. And the harbinger of the great physical game media apocalypse that was to come, and sort of slow build towards that being just the normal state of all games. Make me feel things about Elder Scrolls Online right now. Yeah, hopefully that's safe, at least for a while. I mean, I think at this point almost all MMOs that have shut down, people have been able to emulate them, at least that have had like meaningful audience sizes. There's got to be some that never made it, but okay, that's a diamond key. Yeah, there's got to be some that never made it. Like, what's City of Heroes was NC Soft, and I remember shortly after that shut down, there was another NC Soft game that was like Wild Star or something that was that also shut down, but that like didn't even get, like, at least City of Heroes had a good like 8 years maybe, 7 or 8 years being officially run. Oh, okay. So Diamond is square then. Okay. Slender Wild Star. Okay, yeah. A slender brass cylinder bristling with tiny needles designed to fit a clockwork music box. Horace Metcalf might know more. This is what we're looking for, I believe. This will trigger his memories to come back. All right. There's other stuff in here, though. So I don't want to... Probably is up here, right? Or... Not here, but, yeah, up there. Yeah. Alright. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if WildStar has got any emulators, because I don't know if that ever really found its audience, but maybe it does. Maybe I'm underestimating it. But yeah, I mean, the whole... Obviously, a lot of companies, there's been a lot of stuff with all kinds of things, not even MMOs, just games that haven't really been effectively archived or preserved, and, you know, game preservation efforts being treated as equivalent to piracy by companies. What was that? You know, that's been a thing beyond just MMOs, so... Oh, Emberian ore. That is top tier upgrade material. I think the MMO genre itself is just outdated, doesn't work for newer audiences. Yeah, well, I mean, in terms of like making it, you know, trying to make a new MMORPG right now, you're probably right. But I'm just saying, in terms of like, you know, like not even MMOs, just other, like even just other genres and other old games. You know, it's up to fans to preserve them, and those efforts, in many cases, are treated as like piracy. Even though, I think if a company made a game and they're actively not making it available, then it doesn't make any sense for it to like be seen as piracy to like have fan preservation or whatever. And you know, once we get enough gamers as lawmakers, then said that in jest, but like that is happening. That is on the horizon. There we go, the triangle key. So in 20 years, I don't know. I think sooner than that. I mean, you do have some of the like younger politicians are doing like Twitch streams and stuff. Like their own Twitch streams, not just like guesting on other people. Hello, Suze. Do we really want gamers as lawmakers, though? It's, yeah, probably not. Certainly not gamers. Certainly not, you know... Certainly not gamers, you know. Joke about politician ages. I did get that, Alex. I just got pedantic about it, like a complete buzzkill. Okay, there is still a... There's another... I think there's another bit of story about what happened here, about the efforts to stave off corruption that I'm looking for, but maybe that... Yeah, okay, through here? No, okay. It's going to be real cringe, yes. I mean, the funny thing is... Okay, yeah, that's right. There was up here, I think. The funny thing about that is that, like... I mean, yeah, the sort of politician ages thing is so... It is what it is, and by the time that, like, you know, what's hip, anyone who's, like, you know, hip to us makes it into office, they're out of date. All right, come on. I did this before. Come on. Come on. You will not stop me, gravity. Gravity is just a theory, and I choose to disbelieve. Shit. Think you need to run away from the wall? Probably, yeah. Oof. I'm gonna burn through all my magic potions. Gravity has stopped you before. Listen. I don't need this negativity right now. Come on. Did you lose some buff? Oh, you know what? You're right. Shit. I did lose a buff. You're completely right. It's the agility buff from the treadmill. That is definitely what happened. Okay, is it worth going all the way back then? Probably not. Okay, I think I will let that go then. Yeah, that is triangle key. Great. All right. Okay. At least you know a place to get more lockpicks for cheap. That is true. Unfortunately, this is not the most convenient place to travel to, but... Son of a... Gravity really has it out for me this stream. Gravity and hubris are potent combinations. A potent combination. Whatever. Oh yeah, I think there was... Speaking of lockpicks, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, there's a room in here I couldn't get to before, but now I have more lockpicks. Come on. I lost the lockpicking buff too. Come on. There we go. Works every time, baby. I do have dread to spend, yeah. Yeah, I have been deliberately holding that just because I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not quite yet sure what I want to use it for. I don't think I actually want to use it on lockpicking, on agility. Hello? Okay. I'm getting into that room. I'm getting into that room even if it kills me and everyone here. Looks like you should use the stealing cap. Probably. That would be a good thing to do, wouldn't it? Okay, rest first. And where is it? Here we go. Time to awaken the mind of a gay sky pirate? Not yet! We will do that next. There we go. Alright, this isn't even going to be worth it, is it? Yeah, not really worth it. I was looking for the... I don't know, maybe that was... Maybe that one journal that I found was the story content here. I thought there was something else, though. I thought there was an extra bit of context. Oh no, this is it. This is it. I just completely disregarded it because it was a book. Okay. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but yeah, basically Pew... this is an official record of the town's final days. Pinsky was himself taken by the corruption, leaving me at the unripe age of 23 as the most senior and indeed only machinist at the scene. This time I was certain the Clockwork King would be preparing a rescue force, despite my senior's warnings to the contrary. I therefore reasoned the survival of guild personnel. Yeah, trying to stamp things out. A lathe operator named Zainab Muir. He's the guy who's writing, or who's dictated writing, we found before. Halfway through month 2, the citizens were desperate, having been progressively forced to abandon most of the town. So attempts to break into our compound. Order broke down as the town was abandoned by everyone else to the corruption. I recommend that Theonten Pinsky and Zainab Muir be posthumously named Heroes of the Clockwork Kingdom, and that Citizens of Progress collectively receive the Royal Commendation for patriotic labor. Secondly, I recommend a committee be formed to investigate the reasons for this disaster, and that all junior machinists receive additional training in emergency leadership. That would be nice. Finally, I implore the colleagues to ponder the wider lessons of my fate. Given the limited information available to me at the time, my decisions were understandable, yet I am haunted by what might have been. With the factory compound's extensive cipher wording as it is possible, albeit unlikely, that a large group of untainted townsfolk could have held out against the curse long enough to be rescued. Where would we be now had I trusted them earlier, or if we had trusted all citizens with proper information from the beginning? The fall of progress must prompt us to question every assumption we take for granted. The corrupted are hammering now at our walls and shutters. Our voices are drowned by the cacophony of hundreds of limbs on metal. Time to die. Long live the king. Galvokine Pugh, junior comatologist. Alright, forgive me for the, extended diversions. But yes, Alex, it is time, now time, to restore the memories of a gay sky pirate who believes that he's just a very lucid dreamer. Naming a city progress is asking for trouble. I think it fits perfectly with the sorts of people who would build their own god out of machinery. Excuse me, pardon me. Let me through. Oh, other caves, corrupted lands area, high the region, tree stump remained. There's another hidden cave around here. Yeah, if I don't get this stream, because I don't want to spend too much time hunting for them. I've already wasted enough time. I might find them off stream just to refresh my memory. If I had prepared, I would have done that already, but alas, I was busy with other things. Such as mostly... Well, I don't know about mostly, but almost getting very, very close to being fully done with the next video. Proper video. Yeah, I'll find these off stream. Caxton Frost has slumbered long enough. Sorry, did I? Okay, already got that from you. We'll go to Caxton. And then we will decide what to do about the Clockwork King. Oh wait, is this might be something actually. That's exciting. The new proper video? Yes. Yes, it is. There we go. Okay, yeah, this was not the cave. Definitely gonna need the gnome hat for persuasion. For some other stuff, I think. Really want me to? All right, you know what? Sure. Let's see here. It's probably necessary. May be my dump stat, but it shouldn't be at complete minimum. Definitely contributes to how weak my sword arm is. Alright. Mr. Frost, we are coming. Let's see, is there... Maybe not. Alright. It's okay, it's not like this is going to be an especially dangerous thing. Only for the mind. Hello there! Oh, what a jolly horrid day! This is going to affect my dreams for weeks. Oh wait, is this... I found this brass cylinder in a ruin. Do you recognize it? Why, yes I do. It's part of that old music box over there. I'm no good with devices, so I've never been able to figure out what was wrong. But how did you find it? This box hasn't been played in years. It's a music box of rare and intricate design. Its lid depicts pastoral scenes of ordinary mortals working and relaxing together, finely inlaid with iridescent chitin and mother of cloud pearl. However, there doesn't seem to be any music in it. There is now. You laboriously wind up the mechanism and then release. As the cylinder turns, its needles pluck the teeth of a steel comb, and a tender twinkling music begins to play. It's a haunting tune, somehow familiar and ethereal all at once, like a lullaby from time's own beginning. You feel a shiver run up your spinal cord, and the hairs on your arms prick up. Behind you, a porcelain teacup smashes on the floor. Metcalf gazes into nothingness, his eyes half closed. His breathing is slow and gentle, as if he is sleeping. Mr. Metcalf, are you quite all right? He does not respond. Poke him. Quick as a flash, he jerks awake and grabs your wrist with surprising strength. No! Frantic eyes dart around the room before coming to rest on you. His breathing is sharp and shallow, like he's just survived a fight. You blooming idiot! You've ruined my cover! Caxton Frost, I presume. Frost glares at you. You think I want to remember any of that mess? I did this, you nincompoop. I erased my memories. It's the only thing that's kept me hidden from the Clockwork King for all these years. The only thing protecting Sammo. And now you've gone and ruined it all, you blinking artichoke. That's interesting. It seems I still can't swear. You seriously brainwashed yourself to not swear? In my Darkstar days, I was known for having a rather dirty mouth. All just compensating, of course. Still, making Horace more prissy seemed a useful addition to my guise. How did you erase your own memories? What, as if it's hard? Perhaps you're aware that the king alters people's minds. With an old book on memory magic purloined from the Duchess, I had little trouble back-engineering the technology. I called in a favor inside the Machinists' Guild to create some false records, and voila! Horace Metcalf was born. Except now you've killed him, you prize-flipping dimwit! Aren't you happy to be your true self again? He squints at you. You really don't get it, do you? I liked being Horus. Nobody ever shot at Horus. Nobody tried to throw him off a skyship. Nobody ever put a flipping typhus under his bed for beating them at cards. Do you know how nice it is after years of being feared to simply be liked? Listen, never mind all that. I need your help. Help? You blunder in here, you set fire to my life, and you want my help? You can go hang yourself. I'll have my bally hands full escaping the kingdom, and oh yes, never seeing anyone I love ever again. If I don't find Vela Kolos, the Inquisition will kill me. He's not going to care about that. Vela Kolos is trying to destroy the world. Frost's brows rumple as he listens to your explanation. So it's begun. Vela's great work. Has she already gone to the Underlands? Yes, to something called the Cradle. He shakes his head. Not my problem. If you've found me, it's only a matter of time until the king finds me too. I must put my affairs in order and depart immediately. You helped Vela build her army. How is she not your problem? He snarls. Because I never was a Dark Star. I was a spy. As a young man, it was my misfortune to become a hero of the Clockwork Kingdom. My aptitude with ancient Emberian machines was prized, and I was easily bedazzled by conditional acclaim. You must understand, the future used to be so bright here. People lived well, and we truly seemed on the brink of a better world. I wanted to believe that more than anyone. So when the king gave me a chance to truly serve my country, I accepted. I posed as a disgruntled emigre, offering my services to Vela Kolos. Together we spent the next 8 years unlocking the secrets of the Emberians, all of which I secretly relayed to my sovereign. Having been somewhat of a thespian in my school days, I confess I found the subterfuge exciting. However, one does not wear a mask so long without it changing one's face. As news from the kingdom grew darker, I came to trust Vela over the king. She promised that we could be the ones to build Elysium, using powers from before the world rend. And until that blooming mutiny, I believed her. What caused the mutiny? Discontent had long been brewing over our frayed relations with the Union, and anyone could see that Vela was growing more reckless and paranoid by the week. Her plan to drag us all to the Underlands was merely the final straw. So how did Vela respond? The mutiny was led by Vela's childhood friend. I think she felt it as rejection not only of her plans, but of herself, of everything they'd shared. Pray that on the day you feel like that, you do not have the command of an Eschaton-class kilo-caliber howitzer. Childhood friend, presumably meaning the Emberian? I believe that lines up with what she told us. So what did you do in the end? I fought for Vela that day, but my faith was broken. I lived through enough purges and coups d'etats in the king's early years to know a tyrant when I saw one. Oh, coups d'etat. Is that how it's pluralized? It's like attorneys general. Coups d'etat. All right. I mean, it makes sense, actually. It makes sense that it's like that. I just never thought about it before. Still, my mission stood, or so I thought. As it turned out, my next orders would be my last. The king wanted me to steal Vela's treasure map, to betray the only people I'd ever felt truly at home with, and deliver untold power to an increasingly callous despot. Yet what was my alternative? Betray my homeland and hand that power instead to an increasingly cruel and unstable outlaw? It was an impossible choice, so I did what any coward would do. He shrugs. I ran away. My only mistake was to hide my old memories instead of destroying them. A sentimental lapse I shan't repeat. Why did you choose those ruins in particular? Because they were my home. I grew up in progress amidst the machinery that was meant to liberate us all. As to how many of my family escaped, I can only speculate. A fitting grave for a failed patriot, wouldn't you say? What did Vela's treasure map point to? Something more valuable than gold, or so she said. An ancient artifact with the power to turn the world upside down. I was skeptical, but evidently the king was willing to burn my entire mission just to get a hold of it. We've no time for this. What's done is done. Regardless, nothing has changed. I still lack the courage either to help Vela or to stop her. You have destroyed my life for no good purpose, and now I shall bid you adieu. think in this option I sort of rub his face in the fact that I can swear and he can't. Will you shut your mouth for 1 fucking second? His eyes narrow. I beg your pardon. How dare you? Do you actually know what's been happening in your beloved kingdom? Of course I do. My memories from Horus are cloudy, but he wasn't blinking stupid. So you know summer's been abolished and nobody can get anything to eat? Well, He blinks. Wait, what? You've been spinning yarns to distract people while their neighbors die. Is that so flipping evil? What the fudge else are they meant to do? What was I meant to do? The world needs you to be Frost now, please. There is a long silence as you stare at each other. Would you perhaps like a moment to get your breath back? Aye, actually I would. Frost lets out a long, deep sigh. You're right, of course. I have been hiding from the fear that my better world will never come to pass. No matter who's in charge, it always goes wrong, and yet I cannot bring myself to truly give up hope. At least for Horus, things were simple. Well, let's see. What is he most? You've seen where these grand ideas always end. Let's stop Vela from dragging everyone else down with her. I think it's interesting to consider everything going on in the Clockwork Kingdom as a potential, like, this is why people are so afraid of what Vela is trying to do. Because it could turn out similarly. So where would you drag us? What are you fighting for? The Inquisition? The status quo? You lament the price of others' goals, but how many people have you hurt to get here? And how many more will it take to stop Vela? And yet, there is truth in what you say. For years, I've been pretending that I can't smell the smoke, and all I accomplished was to let the blaze grow out of control. Better that I stop the show than let the stage burn down. However, that is not enough. I want a full Inquisition pardon. I want Union citizenship for me, Samuel, and his family. I want 5,000 coins in silver bullion and another 5,000 in fully assignable, non-revocable promissory notes from the Usurers Guild of Riova. I'll do what I can. So you're only a pawn? Then tell your masters that if they don't promise it, they will wake up on the morning of their final assault to find me gone and all their machines dead. Vela always planned to hole up at the blinding light if things went pear-shaped. Since she is now in the wind, I would guess you have already captured the fortress. I'll make my way there. But first... Frost closes his eyes, taking a deep breath. First, I must say goodbye to Sam. I'd rather hoped we might get married. Perhaps even petition to adopt. Well, I suppose it'll have to wait. Hello, Hellup. Welcome to the stream. Samuel is struggling to put a brave face on in deep disquiet. I overheard your conversation. If Horus believes this is important, I won't stand in his way. But you bring that man back safe and sound, understand? I don't care what nonsense you've put into his head. I need him. I promise I'll do my best to keep him safe. He nods, no longer able to meet your gaze. That's all I can ask. I'll be praying to the king for you both. Well. Caxton Frost is back. You know, this is just reminding me how disappointed I was with a vow that they wouldn't let you go megalomaniacal with the Independence ending, God King by way of the Lorax. You mean, oh, okay, I think I see what you mean. Like it doesn't really allow for you to sort of have the Living Lands independent in an evil way. Yeah, I hadn't really considered that, but because I didn't try to play that way, but yeah, I see what you mean. Maybe you shouldn't pray to the king. Yeah, maybe not, but, yeah. Yeah. Maybe a bit misplaced, you're right, Suze. Yeah, I mean, I hadn't considered that, like, I hadn't considered trying to go for that with Avowed, but, fair point. And the Vitruvian route. Yeah, because as I said in my Avowed video, I did like it quite a lot, and I found its, you know, I found its role-playing pretty expansively, satisfying for what I wanted to do with it, but any RPG really is going to run into a problem where someone will try to play it in a way the game hasn't accounted for. And you're right, it would be cool to have, yeah, all shall worship Sapodal and Despair, yeah. That would be cool. That is genuinely a missed opportunity I hadn't considered or thought about. But yeah, I mean, it's like, as I've explained a couple times, my first playthrough with Jade Empire was definitely unintentionally sabotaged by trying to play it in a way that the game was not built for, and I think, yeah, trying, and it does suck a little bit that with Jade Empire you do kind of, as with a lot of our RPGs with morality systems, you have to just like sort of pick one and stick with it rather than getting to be more situational. Although it's not like I couldn't play Jade Empire that way, but let's see here. Yeah, let's... Hold on. Plus 30 agility, 20 lockpick. Okay, yeah, I'll do this. Marvel comic Taskmaster look. Alright, how much... Okay, cool. That's still plenty of fine ore. Fancy, yeah. It is. I'll stick with that for now. Alright. So... right. Oh, I haven't done that yet. Okay. You are the master of tasks, yes. It's funny how... Because I am a big fan of the British game show Taskmaster. And before I started watching that show... Because, you know, I discovered it because they've been uploading all their episodes to YouTube, which is awesome. I discovered them, I think, around the time of season 13. I think I discovered it between series 13 and 14, because I remember 14 was the first one I caught a lot, like, as it was coming out. But, like, before I started watching the show, I was like, oh yes, I know Taskmaster, the Marvel character, but the British show has completely supplanted what Taskmaster means in my mind, for the most part. Alright, so I forgot to light the candle for Oleg's missing daughter, the initial version of Afra. Light a candle for Oleg's daughter. You place Oleg's candle among the others and light the wick. A soft green glow suffuses the leaves of paper, each one marking a life and a name. You think about Oleg's daughter, and all her sisters, and all the people for whom there will never be any candles. Then you think about the faces you saw on your way here. What have they lost that they won't let themselves mourn? Whose absence do they feel without even knowing it? How many are pretending not to see the abyss for fear of being dragged in too? How many think it could never happen to them? Behind you, someone begins to sing, croaking and hesitant at first. No words, just a mournful, keening tune. Something like an elegy, something like a howl. A prayer and a promise, a hymn for the missing. What does a locket do? Increases stamina threshold, okay. What have I got equipped right now? Oh, okay. Guess I might as well. Had that empty the whole time. Let's see. Do I have to go talk to... I do have to return to Afra again. Okay. So... where's the inn? Here we are. I'll take it. No real reason to do that instead of just going back to the house, but... whatever, it's slightly more convenient. Alright, Afra. Let's have one final talk before deciding what to do about this Clockwork King. I don't know why I elongated the N like that. Definitely been a little bit loopy today. My brain's been melting with work and editing and stuff. Afra peers up into the sky, her brows furrowed in contemplation. Furrowed. Gesture skywards. Is this normal? She tears her eyes away from the celestial teapot. No, I would certainly say this is new. One thing this game doesn't share with Morrowind is crazy economic inflation. Prices are reasonable. Yeah, I don't think this game... I think prices stay pretty consistent across all shops in this game. Yeah, yeah, so there is a teacup floating in the sky, by the way. Are we in danger? If the king's malfunctions are worsening, then yes. If it's supposed to be a message, maybe not, but then why a teapot? Sorry, hold on one sec. Alright. She shrugs helplessly. I've checked and rechecked my calculations. All we can do is stick to the plan. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. The king has summoned you for another audience, just as we hoped. Afra hands you a leather folder, far heavier than the last. Here it is, friend. 8 years of my life and the hopes of a kingdom now rest in your hands. Friend, I don't know what will happen after this, so if you have any concerns, now is the time to voice them. What do I do with this punch card, exactly? When you return to the machinarium, the audience chamber will be open. Insert my punch card into the king's petition port, and my magic will do the rest. Anything else? I still have questions about your spell. I'll explain everything I can as many times as you need. Yes, let's get a refresher. How much freedom to change will your spell really allow? Initially, a defined set of about 100 qualities can be changed with hard limits on things like height or density. The king won't do anything that directly endangers your life or another's, so you can't become an 80-foot giant with no lungs. Other qualities will become changeable in time once the spell has proved its worth. Most of these rules can be modified by a vote of more than half the kingdom. Wherever possible, I have favored incentives over hard limits. After a trial period, you'll be stuck with your changes for a year, so you'll have to think carefully. Other incentives will ensure an optimal distribution of qualities for the whole kingdom. What do you mean by optimal for the whole kingdom? All individuals must be free to choose their fate, but from society's point of view, you don't want everyone to be an artist or indeed a carpenter. Past kingdoms solved this through conscription, slavery, or rigid social rank, brutal methods for a brutal age. Under my system, the king will monitor the overall balance of qualities and provide incentives for those that are in shortage. So if too many people have made themselves mercurial and creative, the king may offer rewards for constancy and pragmatism. If too few have the temperament for farm work, the king may incentivize that temperament. Won't that lead to the same kind of mass rewriting the machinists already do? I don't believe so. There's nothing wrong with asking people to compromise with the needs of their community. What's important is that they're free to say no. I see. I have another question. What about mistakes? If your new king goes mad too, how will anyone stop it? The current faults demonstrably stem from specific errors in our previous spells, born from wishful neglect of fundamental principles. That Sunil denies this does not make it false. There is a saying within the guild which would be seditious if repeated in public: Drek in, Drek out. It means that if you give the king a faulty input, you'll get a faulty result. Yet the reverse is also true. With properly enumerated powers and properly specified goals, the errors you describe will never arise in the first place. My spell would create a self-balancing, self-correcting equilibrium capable of adapting itself to new circumstances. I've spent 8 years planning this. I'm certain it is sound. Does that all make sense? What if a good king just isn't possible? What if that much power can't ever be just? Heavens, you sound just like the saboteur. I admit I've asked myself the same question when the hour is late and sleep eludes me, but I've seen the power of cipher magic to save a life. Without it, I would have been locked forever inside the person I used to be. How can we just walk away from that? We don't chew our meat raw because fire can raise our towns. We don't renounce the axe because it chops necks as well as trees. We don't spurn the wheel when it crushes a child's hand. I refuse to accept abstention as our only choice. I will not surrender to the hunger and despair that have hitherto plagued all history. I will not relinquish the dream of the first machinists to those who have forgotten it. Does that all make sense? That's all the answers I wanted. Afra, I have something important to tell you about your past. Afra's brows wrinkle. My past? What do you mean? Tell her what you discovered about Project Horoscope from last stream. Afra listens intently with growing horror. For the first time since you met her, she seems at a loss for words. God's alive, that's horrible. Hello, Platui, all that I'm hearing is Afra is for child labor. I think she'd say you missed the point. To the mind with you. God's alive, that's horrible. All those Afras, they could have been me and I could have been them. They were me, and I was them. Why me? Why did I deserve to flourish, and they to die? I never knew I had so many sisters. I thought I was changing the king, changing the system, but the king made me? It had also made my sisters, left them to die, so all of us were expressions of its majesty's will. She gazes past you to somewhere far away. All my life I wondered why I was here in this broken world, what I was for. Through all my days as a young engineer, all the indignities I bore. Now I know. There was a reason. She meets your eyes with a look of intense determination. Not many people have the privilege of such a purpose. What happened to my sisters must never happen again. Please, friend, help me finish this. Help me wake the kingdom from this nightmare. Now, where were we? You gave me your spell to insert into the king. Alright. So she is not shaken from... I have what I need, I'll tell you how it goes. Afra smiles, failing to conceal her anxiety. I'm counting on you, friend. She has not found her resolve to, keep the king around, just modified and, reformed. Her resolve to do that has not been shaken. She has not been swayed to the saboteur's side. And if you recall, or missed last time, the saboteur does not believe that the power the king has is, in any way just. And that it must be broken. And that the saboteur, wants me to have the king shut down, even though it will cause a lot of disruption. And that is the big choice of this region. Hey, Sunil, what's up? Let's see here. I have questions about the kingdom. Have you considered reading a book? Why wouldn't you end this winter? People are struggling to get basic goods. That is a myth spread by the saboteur and other foreign agents. While some regions are experiencing temporary shortages in specific items, all our measurements of overall supply are within acceptable bounds. The facts, if you care about such things, show that Its Majesty has been forced to undertake a controlled and temporary climactic realignment in order to offset the effects of previous sabotage and increase the long-term fertility of our soil. By the way, have you visited Hallowshire lately? How equitably would you say the famine is being dealt with by their nobles, their polymaths, their Inquisition? When goods are in shortage, our ruler apportions them rationally, based on unshakable principles of fairness. It is the saboteur who disrupts this fair distribution by damaging Its Majesty's functions and hoarding its gifts to profit on the black market. Obviously, he's the hardcore loyalist. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, where's the elevator? Here we go. Wait, nope, that's not it. Yeah, there's no hunger, just a temporary shortage, exactly. I was thinking about Lysenkoism. Although that's not really that's not really the same thing as what's going on here, but other than there being a famine, but you know. All right. Wait, is there a... All right. Hold on. The machine shrieks like a million condemned souls as the feeling of pressure mounts in your body once more. Then your cranial moderator clicks into action. Suddenly the noise becomes an intelligible chorus, incoming messages, outgoing commands, distant outposts requesting connections or announcing faults. There are so many faults. You are standing in the brain of this awful machine, and it's bleeding to death. Rejoice and exult. The invocation is cast. All hail Its Majesty, Machinist Rex, the Clockwork King. Welcome back. Oh god, I should have remembered the numerals, whatever. Welcome back, subject. Thou mayest rise. Hast thou completed the sacramental duty? Not yet, Your Majesty. Pondering. Judgment, the duty remains unfulfilled. Dost thou require instruction as to thy task? Please explain the duty again. The sacramental duty is as follows. This time you can understand the dense lines of sixfold cipher. Ingredients: teapot, large, 4 pints, fresh goblin's milk, 1 cup salted water, half a teaspoon. 61,660,000 gallons fresh water, 652,152 tons of venin tea, 30,540 tons of unsweetened sugar, 2 pints teapot, 2 pounds crinkled honey. That is a wild honey-to-water ratio. 4 pints custard sog, half pint ambergris, smooth meat, 3 pounds jittermoss powder, teapot. Instructions: 1. Fill kettle with fresh water and boil. 2. Measure out 4 points milk salts. 3. Place tea strainer in teapot and tea leaves in strainer. 4. Steep for 15 years. 6. Oh my god, I'm glitching. 6. Brush with sear fruit mixture and bake until blithe. 5. Stir in moss powder, ambergris, and sugar to smell. Then pour in the boring water. I was gonna say boiling. Yeah, this thing is also glitching because it is repeating numbers. Then pour in the boring water. 10. The heat will rise rapidly, and the water will bubble up so violently that your cup may even shatter. 6. Stir in milk, then pour into dregs. 19. To avoid heavy metal contamination, cut crosswise with sog. 471. Serve hot. 6. Enjoy your tea. For more fine tip recipes, please cut off a coupon and send to Mrs. J. M. Gorky, 776 Tarbik Wad, Colossal Town, Flag Oblast, Clockwork Kingdom. Making the mother of all tea parties here. Can't be bothered by a few lost dregs, that is true, Alex. You want me to make a pot of tea? Judgment, correct. This is the sacramental duty on which depends the safety of this kingdom and all subsidiary imperatives. How can the kingdom's safety depend on a pot of tea? Judgment, In the 29 years of our glorious reign, we have observed one ceremony that most reliably foretells happiness, calm, comfort, comity, and the proper observance of duties. This ceremony precedes or coincides with every deal struck, every counsel given, every declaration of love and fulfillment of quotas. This is the sacramental duty, as it is written, so it must be. But this isn't even how you make tea. Judgment incorrect. We have studied more than numbers of iterations of the ceremony across the kingdom. The sacramental duty is the optimal weighted equilibrium of all subjects' desires. This is the sacramental duty, as it is written, so it must be. Look, how could you know this recipe is a disaster if you don't follow the instruction to the letter? You're right. I should make this in real life, and we'll see, and we'll find out how it happens. Yeah, Alex, yeah, it's doing a huge tea to try and calm everyone down, exactly, yeah. This has to be a joke. Judgment incorrect. This is a joke. In sixfold. There are 10 kinds of people in the Oneric Isles. 0, those who know sixfold. 1, those who do not know those who know not sixfold. 2, those who know sixfold excellently. 3, those who know sixfold but poorly. 4, those who know not that they know sixfold. 5, those who know that they know not sixfold. 10, those whose knowledge of sixfold is unknown to us at this time. Did you just come up with that yourself? Judgment incorrect. This joke is the optimal weighted equilibrium of all jokes submitted by the Guild of Machinists under Codex Royal Project Jester. This is the yeah, we're going peak AI hallucinations right here. Averages of averages of averages. Your Majesty, we must discuss more urgent matters. Pondering, augury, unlikely, 91% confidence. What could be more important than the sacramental duty? Last time you mentioned my purpose. What did you mean? Judgment, thy purpose is to perform the sacramental duty. But before that, what was my purpose? Conjuring. The king begins writing in sixfold. Thy former purpose was to apprehend Vela Kalos of the Dark Star Company on behalf of the Apostatic Union. As an Inquisition agent, we divined that thy secondary purpose may have been to sabotage the Clockwork Kingdom. Since Kalos intends to uproot the foundations of reality itself, we also divined that the outcome of thy pursuit may have altered the nature of time, space, and destiny, and thereby imperil this kingdom. What do you mean, uproot reality? Augury. Vela Kalos intends to seize the power of the ancient Emberians to directly alter the cipher sentence that defines reality. 84% confidence. Edict. This is anathema, unless under our direction. But I'm still seeking Vela. She's still dangerous. Judgment incorrect. We have dispatched another loyal servant to find Kalos and request that she submit to our majesty. Therefore, Edict, thy purpose is to perform the sacramental duty. I'm sure that agent will ask her nicely, and she will completely obey. Great, thanks, that clears everything up. Edict, speak quickly, the sooner to devote thyself to the sacramental duty. Chief Interpreter Afra sent me. We got your message. Alas, cannot conjure verse, your message, no codex cited. Hum the tune from the graveyard. Pondering. Alas, cannot ponder entity. A pipe organ somewhere in the tower sounds the tune. For further enlightenment, please contemplate Codex Royal Project Horoscope. I know about Project Horoscope. Why is that relevant? Pondering. Alas, cannot summon Codex. Record of fault in sixfold. Codex not sanctioned for this incarnation. Invoking tertiary incarnation. Abruptly, the machine screams out as gears grind to a halt, pause, and then restart. Invocation triumphant. Tertiary Incarnation 12 is now manifest. All formalities are hereby suspended. Report. This incarnation was last invoked 7 years, 2 months, and 16 days ago. Tertiary nucleus and supporting codices remain intact. No evidence of tampering. You are my little tea goblin. Put on the sacramental vestiges, sexy maid clothes. I would not be surprised if that is part of its, the average optimal, tea service uniform, Alex. Who or what am I talking to right now? Judgment, this incarnation was begot by Secondary Incarnation 4 in the 13th year of the 0th century with the purpose of preventing perils unforeseen by the primary incarnation. Augury, at the present time, this incarnation remains unknown to our primary incarnation. 96% confidence. So this is a hidden sub-personality of the Clockwork King that exists just in case it starts glitching. What kind of peril are you meant to stop? Axiom. All systems fail. Axiom. Our Majesty is a system. Augury. Catastrophic faults are most often unforeseen by the kingdom itself. By the system itself. 74% confidence. Therefore, Judgment. Our primary incarnation will not foresee the thing that kills it. As a corollary, Judgment, our primary incarnation, is the greatest peril to this kingdom. How did Project Horoscope help your purpose? Augury, this incarnation's purpose depends on complete independence from the primary incarnation, 86% confidence. Augury, this incarnation cannot achieve complete independence, 99% confidence. Therefore, Edict, this incarnation covertly modified Project Horoscope parameters to give altered subjects a range of qualities most likely to ensure that faults not foreseeable by our primary incarnation would be foreseen by at least one subject. Are you saying you created Chief Interpreter Afra to fix yourself? Alas, cannot ponder query. Since Project Horoscope requires complete independence from all incarnations of Our Majesty, we are forbidden to divine or further influence its outcomes. But you made Afra who she is, which led her to write that spell. Alas, cannot ponder query. Same answer. Did you send that secret message, or was it already in her head? Alas, cannot ponder query. Fine, I get it. Alas, cannot divine object it. Well, let me introduce you to the man with no heart from Zero Parades for Dead Spies, if you want to hear about it. Sorry, anyway. Yeah, so, I'm done. Let me speak to the king again. Invoking primary incarnation. Rejoice and exult. The invocation is cast. All hail its majesty, Machinus Rex, the Clockwork King. I agree, Suze. This is fascinating. I love this is partly why this is my favorite bit in the game, and why the game itself is so cool. Alright, show Machinist insignia. Your Majesty, the guild has sent me to give you a new spell. Pondering. Judgment, we have not requested a new spell, therefore we demand, on whose authority comest thou here? It's necessary for the sacramental duty. Pondering. Judgment, the sacramental duty is of paramount gravity. Therefore, Edict, thou shalt insert the spell into our petition port. An ivory cover swings upwards, revealing 2 vertical slots of different sizes. Okay. Let's put democracy in action. Alex Platui, Suze. I don't know if you're still here, Droy Boy, or Water, but if you are... You all know my model. All gods, all kings. My first playthrough was a no gods, no kings playthrough. I'll say that much. So I did do all the choices. I did do all the choices for like deposing any god or godlike figure I came into contact with in my first playthrough. All right, we've got 2 votes for reforming the king. I like the guy say reform. He's just having a bad day. You're right, Suze. He is just having a bad day. All right, so it looks like Alex and Suze want to reform. Platui wants to kill the king. Do we have anyone else still in chat? I don't know. I don't know who else is still here. If anyone. Alright. I hereby say that the people have spoken. We shall reform the king. You slide the punch card easily into the larger slot. Halfway in, it meets resistance and is sucked inside. A saying spell. Beware, enacting this spell will alter our Majesty's cipher nucleus, and the consequences cannot be divined. Wilt thou commit? Unfortunately, Platui, democracy has voted in the autocrat. So, although again, with Afra's reforms, it is less autocratic. Let's commit. There is a burr of rapid clicking, then a series of deep clunks echoes through the whole tower. Above your head, a cacophony of bells rings out, like a call to worship across the whole city. Rejoice and exult. This spell is enacted. As it is written, so it shall be. In the name of its majesty, Machinus Rex, the Clockwork King. Subject, thou carriest a second spell. Augury, conflicting spells may cause cascading reality exception. 65% confidence. Therefore, edict, thou shalt insert this heretical spell into our petition for port for controlled annihilation. Interesting. What happens if I try to, not giving you anything? Judgment incorrect! Sharp, sweet lightning dances across your body as the other punch card flies out of your pack and into the king's petition port. Raisa's spell is sucked away into the guts of the Clockwork King, and with it, their hopes of a world freed from its tyranny. Now, subject, the sacramental duty! Above the bells, you can hear angry shouting from outside the chamber. You realize the scrolling parchment contains a record of your acts. Slice it out with your blade. Alas, parchment feed fault! The king's writing arm stabs at your hands as you pull the last few yards of parchment out and stuff them into a gap in the gears, down into the depths of the machine. New parchment continues to spill out onto the floor while the arm scrawls desperately. Edict to disturb the parchment is anathema! Edict to disturb the parchment is anathema! Edict to disturb the parchment! r/monarchy chat confirmed. I don't recommend that subreddit for anything other than the memes, by the way. Yeah, Platui, that does not sound like... that does not sound like a subreddit that I would necessarily find that much value in taking seriously. Alright, well. So long, Clockwork King. Your parchment disturbed. Sure did. Tell me, hell up, would you have voted otherwise? What have you done? Above you, the king's bells continue ringing. I've just saved your kingdom. Sunil eyes you with barely suppressed fury. The only reason you are not in manacles is because its majesty wishes you unmolested. Rest assured, any foolish attempt at tampering will be discovered and reversed. Long live the king, Sunil. He narrows his eyes, uncertain of your meaning. Long live the king. The royal militia behind him all holler in unison, Long live the king! I did it, Afra. You find Afra humming to herself. It's a haunting tune, somehow familiar and ethereal all at once, like a lullaby from time's own beginning. At the sight of you, hope and anxiety blossom on her face. Is it done? I heard the bells. It's done. At first, Afra seems unsure whether to believe you. Then you see a tension that has been there since long before your first meeting lift from her shoulders. You really did it. We did it. Oh gods, this is real. Swearing to the gods that's not the king. Interesting. She closes her eyes to take a long, deep breath, then exhales. Well now, I promised a reward, didn't I? You can keep my Machinist's Guild insignia. I'll pretend I lost it. And please, take this too. I suspect you can find a use for it. What happens now? We're still here, which means I wrote the spell correctly. The vanishings should stop immediately, and some memories of the vanished will return over time. Within a few months, my other reforms will take effect. I expect there may be rather a commotion once people realize how much has been stolen from them. And without the power to erase their critics, my colleagues will struggle to suppress it. So perhaps we will have a new speaker, or a new guild, or something entirely different. Who knows? The future is open again. Glad I could help. Farewell, Afra. Yeah, I got the achievement for it. Which I did not get for Quill because we made the same choice back there. Thank you again, friend. I can't tell you. Afra blinks, then looks up at the sky. Well, fancy that. Do you see it? The snow. The snow has stopped falling. Afra smiles like she's recalling a cherished memory. Yes, our long winter is finally ending. And thus, the Clockwork Kingdom is saved within a period of a few months. You know, not so soon that we'd have to completely get new assets for a kingdom that is not covered in winter, but you know. I know it sounds bonkers, but I'd swear the city used to be bigger. Not just more people, I mean bigger. More streets, more houses. Maybe I was just smaller? My memory must be playing tricks on me. That's actually a very clever way to deal with the inherent limitations of building a, like, major city in an RPG like this that's meant to be fully explorable. I really... that's very clever. Oh yeah, the king just edited reality. That is kind of like, sort of the Elder Scrolls retcon, why does Cyrodiil not look like a big jungle anymore? Like, oh yeah, Tiber Septim just edited the world, so it looks like it does in Oblivion now. But, I mean, with that one it was lore and consistency. With this one it is, like, the sort of inherent problem that so many other RPGs and games have, where, like, you kind of have to assume that the world you are in is not the canon size to itself. Which is something... I mean, I'm thinking about that because I do talk about that with the City of Arcs in Divinity Original Sin 2 in my upcoming video essay. I do wonder if this opens the door for the Clockwork King to make moves in the endgame if remaking all existences on the table. Yeah, I'm not sure, Alex, because, again, in my original playthrough, I killed the king, so that was not really open. That wasn't really a possibility. So, my assumption is that, like, is probably not. But... I mean, if it has any impact, it will be in, it'll be in the ending slides rather than in the actual, like, bits of the game that deal with it, that deal with the Underlands. What's humorous about that is the jungle idea itself is a retcon from Morrowind. Daggerfall and Arena imply a Cyrodiil much closer to Oblivion. That's funny, I didn't know that. I am aware that a lot of the sort of apocryphal, like, fan lore about the Elder Scrolls is very, can be exaggerated with things, and like, it's not actually that accurate to like, my understanding is that the sort of general, like, fan lore about what Chim is not actually that close to what it's supposed to be, but also I know that all the lore that Kirkbride had anything to deal with is all over the place. I've downloaded the PDF for Coda. I should read it. I haven't read it yet. If not, Skyrim needs to deal with that the world is filled with more bandits than real people. Yeah. Yeah, it's a quirk of games like this that, ironically, and again, I'm kind of repeating points from the video essay, but ironically, isometric RPGs don't have that problem because there's more abstraction that you feel like you can sort of get away with that. All right, let's return to Hallowshire, and let's see. I think one dev is surprised how loose Elder Scrolls lore is. Pretty loose back in Morrowind. I forgot who, though. I'm not surprised at the notion that Elder Scrolls lore is a lot looser in Morrowind. Just because it feels like there's, in that phase of of franchises where people could be looser with that stuff, and there wasn't as much expectation to have things set in stone and more room to sort of creatively play around with the world. So I mean, back when making Morrowind. Okay, so you're saying that the lore from Arena and Daggerfall was really loose. I think that basically is that still aligns with what I said. Morrowind is the turning point. Everything after Morrowind is Morrowind's baby in ways Morrowind does not have with Daggerfall. That does align with my impression of it, Alex. Alright, let me hand in these cipher charts. Is anything... What other landmarks do you need? Didferopolis, fenced-in compound, far northeastern tip. I think that's the... Pretty sure that is everything. Yeah. Royal Beacon. Yeah, that is everything. Probably just doesn't have, like, a specific quest complete thing. Well. Hello there. Greetings, traveler. I'm sorry, but if you're a Clockwork citizen looking for refuge in the Apostatic Union, you're going to need an Apostatic Union passport to cross this gate bridge. See, lots of folk have been trying to flee the chaos of the Clockwork King, and this gate bridge has been designed to help Union folk, and only Union folk, make the crossing. Nobles in Hallowshire reckon the place has enough problems without an influx of refugees. Got a passport right here. See, it looks good. Haven't seen any signs of magical forgery. Yep, looks like you can pass. Morrowind and Oblivion are drastically different, right? I don't know how to compare Daggerfall and Morrowind, though. So as I've said, I've yet to actually play Morrowind, but have played Oblivion, have played Skyrim, and my understanding is that, yeah, Morrowind and Oblivion are quite a bit different. I think, yeah, Alex, you've got the explanation. Each Elder Scrolls game is pretty different from the last, including Daggerfall and Arena. There's a lot of Knight's Hats in this game. What? Whoa. What the hell was that? Speaking of hats... Nice. Ah, yes, parry timing. That mechanic that I definitely use and don't forget exists. Yeah, okay, I was thinking about what else to do this stream. And I was thinking about the quest that the ghost gave us to Oh, this is okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is the Quill music. I was thinking about the quest the ghost gave us, because the bit in the Clockwork Kingdom where you can advance it, I can't do yet because I didn't do the bit in Hallowshire already. And then I remembered, oh yeah, that's why I did Clockwork Kingdom last in my first playthrough, is specifically because that ghost quest, I believe, tells you to do the Undying Lands first. Morrowind and Oblivion share more than you might think. Daggerfall and Arena are kind of a different breed of game. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. I actually... Where am I? I'm here, right? Yeah. How many other passports do I have? Oh, here's the one, yeah. Okay. Because the quest here... Anyway, yeah, so I might do some of the ghost quests, because the ghost quest is all about the backstory of Vela and learning more about who she is. Whoa. Morrowind and Oblivion share more than you might think. Daggerfall and Arena are kind of a different breed of game. If I ever made a YouTube video, it would be the evolution of Elder Scrolls games. Do it! I'd watch it. I'd share it. Definitely a lot about the Elder Scrolls games that I only know sort of secondhand because of because my experience has only been 4 and 5. Morrowind is on my list, but it's one of those on my list forever kind of things. Someday. I do want to play it, but there's that. There's Mask of the Betrayer. That's also there. A lot of older classics that I'm like, I want to play them and I should play them, but I just haven't, and then I play other things instead. Let's see here. Yeah, let's stick with Guile. Maybe we'll do it when 6 is coming out. If it, yeah, yeah, Alex Platui is right. If it ever comes out, I mean, it's you know, it's a big franchise, and all the Xbox-owned studios are in the franchise mines. So I'm sure they'll kick Sure, they'll kick Bethesda in the pants and have them actually do it. I'm sure that whatever Elder Scrolls 6 turns out to be is going to be completely different from... I thought this was an enemy at first. Terrifying. I'm sure that we'll find out that, like, whatever Elder Scrolls 6 ends up being is, like, nothing like what it was originally planned to be when they did that first teaser, like, what, 8 years ago? Probably sell Morrowind Mobile first. I would not be surprised if that is something that they end up doing. I feel like old game goes to mobile. I mean, they did it with KOTOR. Here's a travel permit. Is it 8? I don't know. I don't know. One of you can fact check that. I don't know if it actually is 8, but it's been a long time. He examines your permit through a magnifying glass and punches commands into a machine. You notice tufts of cotton protruding from his ears. Suddenly, the machine screeches like a god's nail being dragged across the chalkboard of your soul, and your stomach twists as if you were falling from a great height. After several minutes, the guard removes his earplugs. Its Majesty says you may pass. Long live the Clockwork King. I like that gag. Just bored bureaucrat with earplugs, just like, alright, every time I do this, it kills my ears. In fairness, they only did that teaser to let people know it was happening. Yeah, but, like, everybody knew it was happening. You know, people think that, that Elder Scrolls is just never gonna do another one? Like, obviously. Alright. So, do I have to talk to that guy again to do the finish the quest, or is that done? I think it's done. Cool. Actually... There was talk about it then, and they wanted to announce a new series soon, didn't want people to think Elder Scrolls was being abandoned. Okay, so I guess what you're saying is like, oh, they were doing Starfield, and they didn't want people to think that Starfield was instead of Elder Scrolls. It does make sense. Part of me does kind of... You know, the part of me that's just like, end every franchise, do new stuff, full chaos is like, maybe they should abandon Elder Scrolls, but that's not really fair. There's always stuff to improve upon. It is kind of funny how in Skyrim, what's his name? The Blade, voiced by Max von Sydow, who shows you around the mural. The old man, Esbern, I think. Esbern like shows you the mural, and he's like, here's the big prophecy where everything is all been leading up to this, and then it's like, okay, well, now we've led up to it. So now that we've said everything's leading up to it, what does that mean for whatever comes next? But that's just usual franchise stuff. I do find it kind of funny how, like, the first 4 Elder Scrolls games all take place within, what, like, a few decades of each other, and then Skyrim jumps forward by like 400 years. Let's see, do I have new stuff to turn into that guy? From Hallowshire? I don't know, maybe. But there's definitely some godlet refreshing. Part of the issue is that the future was planned up to Skyrim during Morrowind. Okay, so I actually... that is part of what I was unsure of, is how much pre-planning of, like, the series there was. My sort of assumption is that they just sort of did it game by game. A lot of those plans changed, but they had broad ideas. Yeah, I mean, those plans always change. And you have to accept... You have to... If you are... if you are making something, you have to accept that. Skyrim was my first ever Steam game. Wow. I mean, yeah, that it was both of you, Alex and Suze. Mine, what was mine? Mine might have been something Orange Box, probably Orange Box, and or Unreal Tournament 3, maybe. But, yeah, I mean, I did... Skyrim was, I'm curious. I'm sure there's a way to check on Steam if you, like, to go back all the way... Because I know you can check purchase history. So if I were to go back all the way through the purchase history... And take a peek at what my very first ever purchase games were... I did get Skyrim on Steam on launch, so that would be somewhat... It would be near the beginning of when I was using Steam. Thalmor did nothing wrong. All right, Hellup, you were inviting some real harshness, dare I say. Platooey, my first Steam purchase was XCOM Enemy Unknown. I feel like I was well into Steam at the time, at that point. But, But yeah, that's a good... XCOM Enemy Unknown is a good one. You pirated Skyrim as a kid? I'm impressed that you had the capacity to pirate as a kid, Platooey. I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess it's not that complicated. And there's you know, people will tell you how. Oof. Dang. I need to stop by a town. I don't know why I started going on this adventure. I have 0... I need to replenish... Because my last save point was in the Clockwork Kingdom. Well, it's at the house, wasn't it? So... Alex, I was incredibly ill in the early 2010s. The Skyrim was something of a big gift from the family. I got the map in the Alduin Shrine, a whole 9 yards. Well, I'm glad that, like, it sounds like you're describing a very big illness, Alex. So I'm very glad that you seem to have recovered. Oh, I do have more delusions. So someone playing it on their PC and they showed me how, yeah. Makes sense. The NVIDIA app wants me to know that World of Tanks is, has something or other. I don't fucking care. School should teach you about, at the very least, how computer viruses are shared and how pop-ups work. I feel like from what I've heard, they just don't do like computer classes in schools anymore under the assumption that kids know computers. But kids don't know computers, they know phones. I've talked about this, I think, on another stream. I don't want to be too repetitive. So that's what happens when you're unscripted and also splitting your mind between you know, playing the game and trying to think of stuff to say. Which, for the record, one of my categories for game, or one of my criteria for games that I find to stream, or that I would consider streaming, are games that I don't need to be too good at. So don't expect any Hollow Knight streams, I guess, is or anything like that. I did play Silksong earlier this year. I didn't play it last year when it came out, but I did play it earlier this year, and that game is so good. Where's Barter? All right. So yeah, this ship is just kind of idly circling. Wonder what's going on. Hey guys, why are you Say you there, fetch more rum from the lower decks. Captain's orders. You were the captain of the Golden Typhos? You don't know your own captain? Walter Cecil, who charted the outer reaches and slew a lesser god? Bah, the brig with you! Did you really kill a god? One of the naysayers, are you? Sure, it may have seemed like a big fish, but you didn't look into those eyes. They were powerful eyes, my friend. Powerful eyes. Do I have the quest to get this cargo? No, I don't. Okay. Because it was like, I'm here on behalf of your employer, but I didn't actually get the quest to... I'm genuinely so bad at Hollow Knight, but I want to play it so bad. Well, Suze, it is possible. I believe in you. I believe that you can, as they say, get good. Proof that all people need to get horny is a skirt and vaguely feminine noise. Yeah, people have been doing that kind of fan art for Hornet since Hollow Knight, right? Since before Silksong. Ah, an artifact of Paguth. This statue is soft to the touch and seems to shift slowly as if breathing. The Flying Merchants Guild would surely pay handsomely for such a relic. They were dead the whole time! Yeah, so, artifact of a dead god, or a supposedly dead god that's got cultists still around, found on a derelict ship animating some corpses into being alive. Very spooky. I don't know if there's any quest related to this temple up here. I know it just is explorable. Hornet is an interesting data point to the hear me out graph. I mean, Hornet is very much, like, not drawn to be sexy, but drawn to be, you know, like, not off-putting, you know, to be aesthetically appealing. Again, not drawn to be seen as a sex object, but definitely drawn to be, you know, considered a cute, like, you know, cute character in the, you know... Hornet probably doesn't even count as a hear me out at standard. Well, yeah, I mean, that is to some extent what I'm saying, hell up. I mean, I guess saying not even a hear me out is like saying, you know, is conventionally attractive. Again, I think Hornet is very much meant to be an aesthetically appealing player character. And, you know, compared to, like, I don't know, who's like a deliberately gross Hollow Knight character. Grohl. I invoke R34. Well, yes, of course. I mean, Rule 34 is a rule for a reason. The map guy, I guess. You mean Cornifer? I mean, Cornifer is also... like, again, not sexually cute, but like, I think Cornifer is designed to be, like, cute, you know? I do appreciate that they didn't show she was a girl in the usual ways animation, like to say this character's a girl. What, Suze, you wouldn't have liked if Hornet had huge eyelashes and a polka dot dress instead of the monocolor dress? I'm thinking about the people who do shitty AI art, like, oh, I fixed this character I fix this character design and it just makes them hot instead of, like, but, like, you know, hot in a really weird and off-putting way. In a very Uncanny Valley kind of way. But, like, with Hornet, that turns her into just, like, generic, like, Minnie Mouse kind of looking... Ah, healing spell. Hollow Knight World has a lot of big or implied big butts. I mean, there are some bosses who literally throw their asses at you. So, yeah. AI plastic surgery. That is a good way to put it, Alex. Okay. How do I get down from here? That way, I think. Alright, well, you know what? Okay, so this is not playing optimally. Oh, wait a minute. It's not playing optimally, but I think the way that we're going to do this playthrough is I'm going to maybe do a couple more things in Hallowshire before signing off, and then the next stream will be Endless Realm, And then after Endless Realm, we'll do the Ghost quest, which takes us between all the different realms, and then we'll use that opportunity to also finish the Hallowshire area quest. I think that's what I'm doing. Speaking of AI, it got even more uncanny now. AI has political commentator complete with a realistic face. Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I don't like that. Fake political commentator complete with its own website. I mean, there's yeah, it is gross. There's weird, so much weird stuff. I mean, the fake like AI podcasts that are just like stealing other people's podcast ideas. Like I enjoy listening to a good Behind the Bastards, that podcast. And I remember seeing someone be like, wait a minute, someone made like a fake AI version of it with just some random, made up human, like some random person. They made up some doctor, and they took like almost the exact same aesthetic design and the same name. But it's like, oh, Dr. So-and-so breaks down the worst people in all of history. And it's like, what? What? It's ridiculously shameless. Let's see here. Do I have the... I do not. Okay. Let's do that. Let's go back to Thornwood Manor, which is where again? Where's my house? There it is. Okay, it's past... Okay, got it. Nice of people to just forget their coins out on the road. Very nice of them to leave it for people, for adventurers like me. Oh, I wonder... Let's see, do I have enough... Ooh, okay, I can open the vault. Magic Hoover Pants for those instant pickups, yep. I so vastly prefer Hoover Pants game design as opposed to like the Rockstar let's animate every single thing approach. Like obviously it's just preference, but I played Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time last year. Very late to the party on that, I know. And my enjoyment of the game, like generally, was definitely hindered by a lot of the Rockstar isms. The thing that annoyed me most of all about that game is that so many of the I feel like it wanted to have a BioWare style dialogue system, but it just did the limited, like greet taunt thing. And that felt very, it felt like it wasn't... It felt like it didn't have the level of interaction with various side characters and NPCs that it was gesturing it was trying to have. And also, the fact that it was like that meant that I kept running into situations where I'm like, oh, here's some people, you know, here's some random side characters or whatever, you know, who have like an area quest or like an area side thing or whatever. Let me talk to them. And then instead of talking to them, because the buttons are contextual, I pull my gun on them, and then that just averts the story, the little story vignette, and then they'd run away, and I don't know what, because the way to, like, you know, target somebody to chat to them in that game is the same as pulling your gun if you have it sort of queued up. And so I just kept accidentally pulling my gun on people that I wanted to say hello to and start a dialogue with. Oh, this green feels awesome after the snow. Yeah, I mean, each area definitely is meant to be... let's see, I'll double check. Each area definitely has does a good job of differentiating itself. All right, do I have access to the teleport painting? Yes. Okay, perfect. There we go. Nice and easy. So that painting takes me to the main house, and this, and then I step out here, and I'm right next to the regional fast travel point. Alright. While I'm here, let's put in some more upgrades for the house. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do garden. Oh, okay. No, I need more. I don't have enough. Okay. That's okay. I do appreciate that housing feels practical. Some games it's really tacked on. Yeah, housing's pretty practical in this game. Each house comes with you know, crafting stuff like you have here, and then there was the treadmill that gives you the temporary ability buff in the one in Clockwork Kingdom, and yeah, there's the garden here. You can get more plant stuff. I forget what the buff is for this one, but each house is a different one. Obviously, the Thieves Guild bed has the lockpick buff, and then one in the town here has a speech buff. Alexander, hello. I spent a while just running around looking for materials to level up the house. Yeah, yeah, that is... I did spend some time doing that at some point. Ooh. Oh yeah, no, I do have the... Oh. Alright. Don't mind me, I'm just here for your skull, not the one, not that one. Don't be threatened. Hello. Yeah, the gardens in the houses definitely helps long term with being able to just do that. Sort of pop between different houses. I think they can all get gardens, or maybe it is just the one in Hallowshire, but I'm pretty sure I saw a garden upgrade in Clockwork Kingdom as well. Alright, let's turn this let's give this cursed idol to somebody. That sounds like a fun time, doesn't it? Hello. Oh, I've heard about you. You've been aboard my ship, the Golden Typhos, correct? How did you know that? There was precious cargo aboard, which I need returned to me. You didn't find it, did you? I have the cargo right here. Excellent, excellent! Oh my, how it gleams with beauty! Is it not simply the most splendid, the most radiant thing you have set eyes upon? Yes, this was well worth the wait. The crew of your ship is dead. I care not for the trifling details. The voyage was a success. You have my sincerest thanks. What about my payment? What? Payment? Yes, yes. Allow me some time to gather my assets. Return soon and you shall be paid in full. Yeah, you okay with the fact that that's moving? Don't be threatened. The least threatening sentence uttered. Of course, yeah. I'm specifically saying not to be threatened. I am feeling threatened by this, though. That guy's toast. Yeah, that guy's not... Oh, quest updated already. Yeah, yep. Immediately. You returned to Vernon Berwick for your reward, but he was dead, his corpse unnaturally shriveled. The thing is clearly cursed, and you should be grateful to have avoided the same fate. Yeah, and where is it? Where'd it go? Because it wasn't, it didn't stay... It didn't disappear last time in the ship. It was still there, so I guess it's just a cursed object floating around. Got up and danced away, evidently so. Well, nothing to be done. Can I buy ore from you? I can. Alright. Wow, hate that. It's just going to appear on your bedside one night. That would be fun if... That'd be a fun... design choice if that is what it did. Scruffy. Okay, yeah, I can just buy another one. I've already got a gnome hat. I don't need another one, thank you. Alright. Okay, wares. Do you have anything interesting? Do I have a passport? I feel like I do. Do I need another one? Wait. Mikhail's passport. Okay, I might need to buy this to get into the Endless Realm. Alright, well. I hereby decree this stream at an end. Because I feel like it makes sense to sort of break up going to the Endless Realm into its own stream. So... Oh, you meant IRL? Yeah, maybe. You know what? If I suddenly disappear... Yeah, and I get creepypasted, exactly. If I suddenly disappear and you never hear from me again, with no warning, it's because the Pagoth idol from this game killed me. So and that's canon. So anyway, yeah, I figure makes sense to let the going to the Endless Realm be its own stream instead of cramming it into this one. So have a good one, everybody. Hope the idol doesn't get you. Bye.